think most of you know who I am, and I know most of you, but for those that don't, my name's Ross Nichols, the Business Development Director of IR Global. This next session, in keeping with the theme of the event of technology, leadership and innovation, is a panel discussion with three very different IR members looking at professional services technology trends and how it is important for the advisor to be fully up to date with the challenges and opportunities that currently exist and will exist in the future, and how if you don't adapt now, you may well get left behind. As clients' needs and expectations are changing, of course, we know that, and how you, the advisor, needs to start thinking and adapting for your own processes. And of course, this relates to both internal and external factors. So, with this in mind, I'd like to introduce the sponsor panellists so we can discuss some of these points and also some others relating to the event theme and listening to their own jurisdictions and potential opportunities. So I'll ask each of them now to give themselves a short introduction of each other. If I can start with you, Paola.
Yes. Thank you, Ross. Good morning. My name is Paola D'Angelo with the firm BP&A. We are financial advisors based in Italy, in Milan mainly, and we focus on financial advisory for small and mid caps. So companies that are startups or more mature. And we are partner of the London Stock Exchange Group, so with many connections in the big financial world, mainly in Europe.
Balthasar,
thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm representing Wicki Partners. It's a small business law boutique in the heart of Zurich, in the financial center. We concentrate on business law litigation. So I have my partner Hilary von Arx here, who's representing the litigation department. And we have quite an active cross-border tax advisory activity as well. Around 50% of our cases are cross-border cases. So we have quite a number of inbound cases due to the specific situation of Switzerland, which I'm going to talk about later a little bit more in detail.
Thanks. Bob?
Good morning, I'm Bob Freitas. I'm with Freitas, Angel & Weinberg, a Silicon Valley-based litigation firm. Our firm is 5 years old. Our partners formerly worked at a large global firm, Orrick, Harrington & Sutcliffe. And our practice is focused on two things primarily. Competition litigation involving cartel defense work, also what we call Section 2 work in the US, abusive dominance, typically over in other countries. The other part of our work, besides competition litigation, is patent litigation.
So opening question to you all, and I will ask you the same question. What are the interesting trends in the technology sector in your business and jurisdiction? I'm particularly interested to hear about your different geographical locations, the comparative view of markets, usage of software, and expectations. So, Paola, if I can start with you, please.
Yes, please. As a financial advisor, innovation and technology are key elements nowadays, both for companies and of course for investors, because what technology and innovation do is that they allow higher margins, so they really help companies to be more active, more dynamic, and so to have bigger and more interesting profits, of course. And as a financial advisor, you do need to understand the trends in the market and to be able to understand what new companies are doing and what investors would like to invest in. So you have to know all the new aspects, all the new markets that are opening up, all the most interesting companies that could be startup or just modifying their existing activity.
Okay, thank you. Balthasar?
Yes. Cows, chocolate, mountains, and numbered accounts. That's generally what the people think when they hear Switzerland. Switzerland is also Solar Impulse. You all saw these pictures of a Solar Impulse flying over the Golden Gate Bridge just about 2 weeks ago. It's now in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a symbol for the technology drive of Switzerland, mainly thanks to the Federal Technical High School in Zurich, which is rated to be one of the top 3 universities in the world, next to MIT. It always gets forgotten. So we have quite an active startup, spin-off landscape in Zurich. Obviously, it's very IT driven on the one hand, and on the other hand, what is coming up very strongly is fintech right now.
And Bob?
So when people think about Silicon Valley, there's no confusion about what drives the economy here, and everyone recognizes that in most technology fields, Silicon Valley leads the world. One interesting thing about how that's come about may not be as well known around the world as it is here, but many people give credit to the restrictive approach that California law takes regarding covenants not to compete as an answer or the answer to why Silicon Valley became the technology center rather than, say, Route 28 in Boston or somewhere else. But in California, a very, very strict approach to non-competes is taken. They're essentially outlawed. So there's a great deal of employee mobility, and this is often cited as one of the most important reasons why things have grown up here.
What impact is technology having on your firm from an internal management and procedures point of view? And if I can ask you, what have you invested in terms of your own firm, and have you integrated new processes, and what benefits has this had?
So for us, as a smaller firm attempting to continue to compete for the same types of work we did in a bigger environment, communication is the starting point for our investments. That is our primary focus. In addition, the other things that we focus on technology-wise have to do with the things that enable us to execute our work in an efficient way, to be able to deliver the service that our clients expect on a smaller bandwidth platform. A lot of what we do in that regard is outsourced. We count on vendors such as the e-discovery vendors who play a big role in almost all significant US cases to take care of that. But in addition, we have to take the work beyond just the large-scale management of information and find a way to dial things down to what's really useful. So the database products that we use in our work are the other most important thing in addition to communications.
Okay. And Balthasar, turning to you, what are your biggest challenges, the problems you've faced in this area, and have you seen any benefits yet?
On my way to San Francisco, I reread the book of Susskind, or Tomorrow's Lawyer, once more, and I realized that we are progressing on matters which are more on the back office side right now. So we have new systems for billing, for time recording. We invest into collaborative tools. We see a lot of new tools coming up from our clients when it comes to communication. But where we're really struggling right now is how are we going to deliver our services in the future more effectively, more profitably, probably a bit more automatic also to a certain degree. And we have absolutely no answer to that. And I was hoping to walk out of that conference with a bit more insight on what others do in that respect. So this disruptive effect has not really arrived yet. We see the pressure more coming from the fee side than from the service delivery side. Our investments so far have added costs. That's all it is. Can we see any direct positive impact on the bottom line? No. I have to be very honest. It's something like having telephones. Can you see positive impact on having a telephone? No. It's a need to have.
And finally, Paola, what are your expectations for the future? And do you have any plans for further technology implementation?
Yes, of course. We are working on developing apps, as simple as that could be, because we realize that we use applications every day on our mobile phone, on our electronic devices, and that could be very helpful for a professional firm. We have a broad range of services covered by our firm, so that could help us customize what every specific client can receive and can be interested of. And on the same side, the customer himself can customize the information and the services they want to receive.
So how is technology affecting your firm externally in terms of client communication and handling? And Bob, if I can ask you about client billing in terms of new service offerings and industries?
So we're seeing more clients having billing platforms, electronic billing platforms, and that's been great for us. It speeds things up, it makes it much easier, and I know from speaking with clients that they're very happy with the results. The electronic platforms allow them to review and, where necessary, present questions about bills more quickly. So I think that's a great positive, the developments in electronic billing. It helps us get our bills out more quickly, and it appears to help clients get them paid more quickly as well.
Okay. Paola, if I can ask you about your thoughts on increased knowledge requirements and new service offerings such as cloud brokerage services?
Of course, this is very important for us. As I was saying, the development, new implication that technology has on our firm led us to a point where we needed to understand if we were ready. So this was not particularly difficult because our staff is very young, so very open to new innovation systems, to applications. This was not the main problem. On the other hand, we needed to focus on our clients too, because our client base is very personally linked to every advisor within our firm. So we understood that not every client is ready to just download the application and go with it. They still need to meet personally, to have a discussion over a cup of coffee. So personal interaction just needs to mix perfectly with innovation and technology.
Balthasar, finally to you. What new communication methods do you use with your clients rather than just traditional email and phone? And how do you monitor and share documents using these methods?
I think all of us have been confronted with that topic. Using Skype, video conferencing systems, Skype for business. Our clients use all sorts of cooperation tools like Slack, Yammer. I'm on several channels of clients. They have integrated me into their internal Slack channels. So we sometimes work on contracts on Google Docs together, just on the screen. I see first clients coming in who do not actively use email anymore. For them, that's just old-fashioned. It's something they don't use. So we have to be ready as lawyers to be plugged into those systems at short notice. And we have to do Google Hangout calls in the middle of the night with Californian counterparts. We have to use Twitter. I'm getting referrals by Twitter at times. It's something, we had a discussion yesterday about that. It's unheard of,
Thanks, everyone. So last question from me for now, and considering what you've heard, how does this affect how you position or market yourself? Do you think this will alter the way you're pitching for new business and instructions? And do you think this will change in the future? And we can have this as more of a general discussion, but first of all, Bob, if I can hear your thoughts on that.
So I think there's great potential for a firm situated as ours is with better use of technology. As I said earlier, one of the fundamental issues that we try to address is making clear first and foremost, the quality issue, that we're not a different alternative as far as that goes. Well, with our backgrounds, often we're not having a hard time selling that idea. But the next question we face is bandwidth. And we often receive questions about, well, can you do this? Or how many lawyers do you have? Questions of that nature. So we have things that we tell the clients about how we add talent through the use of contract lawyers and the like that expands our bandwidth. But we have to offer technological solutions as well to make that more compelling. What we need to show is how we're leveraging what we do, what the lawyers they're counting on can do through the use of technology. And This is a challenge for us. It's an area for improvement for us, but over time something that will help greatly in addressing these kinds of issues that we often face.
Okay, thank you. And Paola?
Of course, technology and innovation are elements and features that do influence every one of us, because if you think about your future, your career, your profession, your business, you need to understand what is going on. Personally, I'm very interested in trying to understand and to focus on more developed economies like the Silicon Valley. What is happening in other countries, in other parts of the world, which are very active and which base their success on innovation and technology.
And finally, Balthasar?
I think technology readiness and technology deployment and is for our clients clearly a metaphor or a symbol of profitability, of productivity. I'd rather say productivity, and that's what they want to see. They want to, I think in the future, our clients, they want to deal with lawyers who are specific, quick, fast, reachable, and deliver what they need to deliver within the minimum of fees and the minimum of time. So technology is the symbol which stands for that ability. So for us, technology roadmap is a very important topic which we are discussing with our future partners. I'm in negotiations with additional partners. And the first topic we've had to discuss was technology. What are you doing? How are you going to improve that? What are your ideas on that, on this? So we are developing now as a basis. We are not developing the partnership contract first. We're developing the technology roadmap. And that's remarkable for a law firm. So I think we're going to be seeing much more of this kind of communication to the outside world, also about technology readiness, which is going to set legal firms, law firms apart, which want to deal in the tomorrow's world.
Okay, all right, thank you everyone.